Okay, so it's been weeks. I haven't uploaded in a long time, and I just realized that the first thing I uploaded was drama about the Andy Warski race realism bullshit. Kilroy. Crap. Sorry about that. Forgot. During the time I was missing, I got to go to Europe. And I got to go to London, and I got to see Buckingham Palace, or the outside of it anyway. Got to see Changing of the Guard. I got to see Windsor Castle. I got to see Stonehenge, and it was awesome. And then I got to go to Paris, which is very different from London. And I got to see Versailles, which is like, oh my god, huge. Like, I actually got lost in Versailles. I got lost. Because if you, excuse me, if you go to the back garden, I believe they call it, let's see if I can say it with the accent, Le Grand Trianon. There's this huge garden in the back, and it's not exactly like forest because it's still manicured and it's still in, like, there's pathways that are angly, but you can't see through the trees, and oh my gosh, you can get lost. And we got lost, and it was so funny because there was this French couple who had their little toddler with them, and if you go through those woods, there's a shortcut to Marie Antoinette's little hamlet, where she had these little cottages where she liked to pretend to be a poor person, which is kind of annoying and like rude, but whatever. We wanted to see it because there's a petting zoo there, or sort of petting zoo, and we were going to cut through the Grand Trianon. We looked at the map, thought it would be easy, and got lost. And there was, like I said, there was this French couple there with their toddler, and they basically said, they didn't speak very good English, but they basically implied that they've been wandering around this garden for like an hour, and their poor little daughter was like exhausted, and she was like, they were like, the dad was holding her like a sack of potatoes, and she was like hanging like, they were like, do you get out? Do you know get out? How do we get out of here? And we were like trying to fit, and it was so funny because the four of us were trying to figure out this map. We spoke English, they spoke French. We're like, how do we get out of here? And they were like, the dad was basically like, he implied basically, forget it, we'll go back to the chateau, the main area of Versailles. Our kid is exhausted, we're exhausted, we want to get out of here. So, you know, we were like, okay, go this way, north, and sortie, left, and sortie, out. And so we kind of tried to help them find the way out because we came from one direction, they came from the other direction. We came from the direction closer to the chateau, or no, closer to the actual Grand Trianon. And they came from God knows where. They were just wandering in there. They got lost. So we kind of directed them back towards the tram of the Grand Trianon. But we were like, we don't have a kid with us. Let's journey onward. And whew, it was a lot. But it was a wonderful adventure, and I love Europe. I really do. It's great to be back home. As you know, I'm from Miami, so I'm used to warm weather, and I actually had to wear a coat. In December in London and Paris is very cold, and December in Miami is not. I mean, as you can see, I'm wearing like this, and I just came out from a jog, and like people were wearing shorts, and I was going to go to the beach maybe on Friday. And I hate wearing a coat. It's like wearing a freaking turtle shell. Like, you can't move. I was like, oh, let me bend over and tie my shoe. I felt like the kid from A Christmas Story. I can't put my arms down. You know what I mean? And it was so funny because I was just like, get this clothing off. I just want to be naked. You know? But it was actually also a novel experience to get to wear like a scarf and match my outfits and everything like that. It was kind of fun. But I gained a very deep respect. We spent more time in London than Paris. I gained a very deep respect for British tradition. I saw the changing of the guard, and before going to London, I had always felt that, you know, the British monarchy was kind of silly. I always thought, well, why do they need a king and queen for? They have parliament, they have a prime minister. I mean, what's the point? But then when I actually saw the changing of the guard, there's something to that. There's something to having the British monarchy, and the only way I can describe it is this. While I don't necessarily think that America should have a king and queen, because we have our own way of doing things and it works well for us, and we love equality, and our thing is the American dream of, you know, strive to be excellent. Nobody is born special. You gotta make yourself special by achieving great things. You know, that's kind of the American way. But at the same time, the only way I can describe it to you is this way. You're young, you're living your life, you got your computers, you got your memes, you got all of your video games, and you got your way of living life. But everybody likes to go home to grandma's house. Grandma, who doesn't think ladies should wear jeans, who would never ever think that living with a boyfriend is something that's appropriate. And every time you come to visit, sits you down with a warm plate of home-baked cookies and an ice-cold glass of milk. Something about that makes you feel good. And even if living the way grandma doesn't live isn't right for you, there's a comfort knowing that she's there and her traditions are still there, that you can look back and reflect, this is where I came from. And yeah, I'm different, but you still have the appreciation for where you came from. And as an American, I look at London and I look at their traditions and I go, that's pretty awesome. You know, I love how the British monarchy basically holds the spirit of England. You know, and the traditions keep them proud of their country's achievements, and their country has survived so much that there's a pride there that's well earned, you know. And if they ever were to disband the British monarchy, which is never going to happen, but if they ever were to do that, I'll be honest with you, I'd probably be heartbroken. The Queen of England isn't necessarily my queen, and yes, I live in the country that rebelled against monarchy, but it's still comforting to know that they're there. I mean, when my grandpa died, New York, the entire state of New York changed for me. To me, New York meant going to auditions and performing and everything like that, but also going to see my grandpa. You know, he would always make me hot chocolate and criticize the way I, you know, don't save my money the right way, and tell me that I can achieve anything if I, you know, believed in myself. And now he's gone. His house is gone. With his silly red carpet. He got a red carpet because he believed that, well, you know, if famous movie stars walk up the red carpet, if my whole house is like a red carpet, I'll be living like a king, you know. I miss my grandpa. Britain is like America's grandma, or maybe even mother. You kind of take some sort of comfort knowing that they're there, and their traditions are still there, and their history is still there. If there was a big ugly war and it wiped out everything that is British, I don't think America would be the same. I don't think Canada, the world wouldn't be the same. So, you know, while we may laugh and roll our eyes and be like, oh, your royal majesty, you know, oh yeah, you've been appointed by God and everything like that, there's still an undercurrent of deep respect. And if I were to ever meet the queen, she's not my queen. She's just an old lady with silly hats. But I'd bow in courtesy. I'd show respect, because it's like showing respect to where my country came from. I don't know. Just my thoughts. And I love, love, love the Grenadiers. They're so cute. They look like toy soldiers. Okay, so that's my vlog entry. That's drama-free. I know, it's just so funny how I didn't upload anything for like a long time, and then the first thing I upload is drama. I need to like seriously not do that because my life is more important than drama. All right, bye. I gotta go to work.